Welcome to UK Learnings. After watch this video, please subscribe to our channel to give us your support. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get upcoming videos. Good luck for your exam.
When would you inflate your tires above the recommended normal pressure? A. When you'll be driving in cold weather. B. When the roads are slippery. C. When you'll be driving fast for a long distance. D. When the tire tread is worn below 2 mm. The correct answer is C. When you'll be driving fast for a long distance. Explanation: check the vehicle handbook. This should give you guidance on the correct tire pressures for your vehicle. There may be recommendations to increase the tire pressure when carrying heavy loads or when traveling continuously at higher speeds, such as when using a motorway. Who can supervise a learner car driver? A. Someone who is 20 or over, and has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 3 years. B. Someone who is 18 or over, and who has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 1 year. C. Someone who is 21 or over, and has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 1 year. D. Someone who is 21 or over, and has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 3 years. The correct answer is someone who is 21 or over, and has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 3 years. Explanation: a person who accompanies a learner driver must be at least 21 years old and must have held a full driving license for the category of vehicle being used for at least 3 years. All approved driving instructors, ADIs, will meet these criteria. What could you do to reduce the volume of traffic on the roads? A. Use a car with a smaller engine. B. Share a car when possible. C. Travel by car at all times. D. Drive in a bus lane. The correct answer is B. Share a car when possible. Explanation: traffic congestion is an inevitable consequence of the increasing volume of traffic on the road. To help reduce the volume of traffic, you could try sharing a car, walking or cycling, using public transport.
Your support will encourage us to make more videos. Please don't forget to subscribe.
After passing your driving test, you suffer from ill health. What must you do if your health affects your driving? A. Ask your doctor for an exemption certificate. B. Get on as best you can. C. Inform the licensing authority. D. Inform your local police station. The correct answer is inform the licensing authority. Explanation: you must inform the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Agency, DVLA, or the Driver and Vehicle Agency, DVA, in Northern Ireland, about any health condition likely to affect your driving. They'll investigate your condition and how it affects your ability to drive. They may not take away your license. You're in a line of traffic. What action should you take if the driver behind you is following very closely? A. Signal left and wave the following driver past. B. Move over to a position just left of the center line of the road. C. Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between your vehicle and the one in front. D. Ignore the following driver and continue to drive within the speed limit. The correct answer is C. Slow down, gradually increasing the gap between your vehicle and the one in front. Explanation: it can be worrying if the driver behind hasn't left enough room to stop if you have to brake hard. For example, in an emergency. Driving defensively, you should give yourself a greater safety margin by easing back from the vehicle in front. If an emergency arises, you'll be able to slow down more gradually, giving the driver behind more time to respond. You're planning a long journey, What should you include in your journey plan? A detour to make the journey more interesting. B. Loud music to play if you feel tired. C. Regular rest stops. D. Taking food and drink to avoid unhealthy eating. The correct answer is regular rest stops. Explanation: try to plan your journey so that you can take rest stops. It's recommended that you take a break of at least 15 minutes after every 2 hours of driving. This should help to maintain your concentration. What will happen if the power-assisted steering system fails? A. The steering will become hard to turn. B. The tires will wear more. C. The steering mechanism will lock. D. The steering will become very loose. The correct answer is A. The steering will become hard to turn. Explanation: most power steering systems only work when the engine is running. If the power steering system fails, or the engine cuts out, much more effort will be needed to steer the vehicle. What should you do if you take a wrong turning that leads you into a one-way street? A. Turn around in a side road. B. Reverse into a driveway. C. Reverse out of the road. D. Continue to the end of the road. The correct answer is D. Continue to the end of the road. Explanation: if you realize you've taken the wrong turn when you're driving in a one-way street, don't reverse or turn your vehicle around. Drive on and find another route. How does a convex mirror affect the appearance of a following vehicle? A. It makes it look larger than it really is. B. It makes it look like it's traveling faster than it really is. C. It makes it look closer than it really is. D. It makes it look further away than it really is. The correct answer is it makes it look further away than it really is. Explanation: a mirror with convex glass gives a wide field of vision. This makes everything appear smaller and further away than it would look in a flat mirror. What do these lines along the center of the road mean? A. There's a hazard ahead. B. No stopping on the carriageway. C. No overtaking. D. They're lane markings. The correct answer is there's a hazard ahead. Explanation: long white lines with short gaps mean there's a hazard ahead. Often a warning sign will show you the nature of the hazard. Don't cross the line unless you can see the road is clear well ahead and you wish to overtake or turn off. You're driving at night in a built-up area. The road is well lit. Why should you use dipped headlights? A. To help your indicators to show more clearly. B. To help you to see further along the road. C. To make it possible to go at a much faster speed. D. To make it easy for other road users to see your vehicle. The correct answer is to make it easy for other road users to see your vehicle. Explanation: you may be difficult to see when you're traveling at night, even on a well-lit road. If you use dipped headlights rather than side lights, other road users will see you more easily. Who's responsible for ensuring that a 16-year-old passenger wears a seat belt? A. The car owner. B. The car driver. C. The parent, guardian. D. The 16-year-old. The correct answer is D. The 16-year-old. Explanation: passengers over 14 years old are responsible for wearing a seat belt when traveling in a vehicle. Unless they're exempt, a responsible driver will make sure that passengers have fastened their seat belts before setting off. What's the national speed limit for a car on a single carriageway? A. 70 miles per hour. B. 60 miles per hour. C. 40 miles per hour. D. 50 miles per hour. The correct answer is B. 60 miles per hour. Explanation: on a single carriageway road, the national speed limit will apply, unless signs indicate otherwise. For a car, the limit is 60 miles per hour unless the car is towing a trailer, in which case the limit is reduced to 50 miles per hour. How to controlling the vehicle's speed when going down a long, steep hill. A. Switch the engine off and coast to save fuel. B. Use a combination of a lower gear and the foot brake. C. Engage the highest gear to keep the engine revs as low as possible. D. Pump the foot brake to prevent the brakes from overheating. The correct answer is B. Use a combination of a lower gear and the foot brake. Explanation: using a lower gear will allow the engine braking to assist the brakes in keeping the vehicle's speed under control. Avoid coasting with the clutch held down or rolling in neutral, as there will then be no engine braking. What should you do when you're driving in foggy conditions? A. Avoid using dipped headlights. B. Keep 2 seconds behind other vehicles. C. Leave plenty of time for your journey. D. Follow other vehicles' tail lights closely. The correct answer is C. Leave plenty of time for your journey. Explanation: if you're planning to make a journey when it's foggy, listen to the weather reports on the radio or television. Don't travel if visibility is very poor or your trip isn't necessary. If you do travel, leave plenty of time for your journey. Who can supervise a learner car driver? A. Someone who is 20 or over, and has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 3 years. B. Someone who is 18 or over, and who has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 1 year. C. Someone who is 21 or over, and has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 1 year. D. Someone who is 21 or over, and has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 3 years. The correct answer is someone who is 21 or over, and has held a full license for that category of vehicle for at least 3 years. Explanation: a person who accompanies a learner driver must be at least 21 years old and must have held a full driving license for the category of vehicle being used for at least 3 years. All approved driving instructors, ADIs, will meet these criteria.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe UK Learning's YouTube channel. Share with your friends and family. Don't forget to click the bell icon to get more videos. Your support will encourage us to make more videos. We wish you all the best for your exam.